In season 1 of the Wheel of Time, we have seen various shadow spawn like Trollocs and Fades, but we missed out on some of the other cool creature elements of our story. So, no Draghkar, sadly, which are a mix between a vampire and a siren from Greek mythology. No blight creatures like the Chumara. We had Ogier, but without the trademark ears. So with the introduction of the Seanchan at the end of season 1, it's very likely we will be seeing some of the more bizarre creatures that make their journey from Seanchan to the Westlands. And to be fair, we were actually given one of them in season 1. When the Seanchan attack the coast, we very briefly see something on the bow of a ship. Yep, that's a Torm right there. From the side, it looks something like a saber-toothed cat, and then from the front, you can see its 3 eyes. But I'm not sure if this is just an Easter egg or confirmation for Seanchan creatures in season 2.
I started looking up the Torm just to get like a little feel on them, since it looks like they really like them. That whole line of ships looks like it has all of the same. It's a lot of carving.
Well, they're the smartest ones, right?
They are, yeah. They're supposed to be slightly smarter than like an average dog and large enough to ride. In the books, they are said to have like coppery scales instead of like fur. But I think like the way that that mast looks in that one shot, it looks like it's going to be fuzzy. And
Yeah, it has fur.
I want them to do that with all of them. I think it would be visually appealing and a little unsettling for them to be romping around on these almost cute, extra large sized, smart animals that they have to form a bond with, because Torms will only accept one rider. But they are violent, hard to control, but really smart. They're used for a lot of scouting. And I'm really curious to see how they're going to use them.
So is that your pick? You think Torm's going to be the one that we will see for sure?
I do. I do. And I don't think we're going to get any Grolm.
Grom. Sad Grom noises.
I know, I really didn't want to say that out loud because I do have like this bizarro soft spot for them. Not as much as Lopars. Kind of love me some Lopars. But I feel as though this creature is so similar to a Grolm. And if they are going to minimize confusion and like keep focus where it should be on our characters and not just on creatures, as much as I would love to have like just the entire pantheon of creatures that the Seanchan have, that's just not going to happen.
I totally see where you're coming from, but I disagree.
Oh, okay, please do.
So I'm assuming many of the cutbacks on various creatures in season 1 is just due to how expensive CGI is and the other shooting setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that there will be some next season, but I think, like you said, it will be limited.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, it makes the most sense that they would do the Raken or Raken. And it's because they're flying creatures and they can be seen from far away. And that would be less work than making them look realistic from up close.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a feeling a lot of that money is going to be earmarked for channeling. And with the Torm that we see on the mast of the boat, or on the front, I don't know my boating terms, but
me neither, it's fine.
but the Torm that we see on the ship, the fur is something that's really hard to do CGI and make it look realistic because there's so much movement.
Good point.
So I'm wondering, like, maybe this is just like the Easter egg of the Torm and we get something different later on. Like maybe this is a thing of the past and that's why they're kind of memorialized on the boats, like how the ancient Egypts would make statues and have a sphinx on it. So, I mean, You were gonna say
Sorry,
that?
I'm sorry. I was gonna say it's an homage to their past. Like perhaps
Yeah.
that's what it is. Okay, I can see that for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, like, let's face it, CGI creatures are really expensive and really risky because when they're executed poorly, you end up with. But the Raken and Raken are something similar to like a pterodactyl or a petrosaur, but like less beaky. So I think the Seanchan creatures would be one of these really fun elements to bring in because it verges on the cusp of fantasy and sci-fi, and that would be something that would really make the Wheel of Time stand out in an age of Lord of the Rings and dragons with Game of Thrones. So
I have a fear around that as much as I love the visual of it, and that's going to be that there are going to be Game of Thrones fans that are going to jump up and be like, oh, they just want to have dragons. But I think they should have as many creatures that distinguish the Seanchan as being a force to be reckoned with, and that throws everyone off balance with just how bizarro everything about them is. Like,
yeah,
that shot from like the side of the ship, above the ship, the Domine coming out with those weird things in their mouths, the way that their face, their hair, armor, everything. I think that giving them all of those things to make them feel like they're absolutely invincible will make things that will happen later like a gajillion times better.
this is one of the strengths of the Seanchan, and it's why they're so unopposed, really. And this whole entourage of creatures that they bring over to the Westlands is another reason why they're just not right out nerfed
Oh, yeah.
in the books. Like,
Yeah.
if Amazon makes the Raken and Raken look like dragons, it'll be a F for me.
It would be so much more fun to make them look like dinosaurs like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love dinosaurs? I love dinosaurs. I think that's the other thing that makes me think that they should do fur is to like have almost like a dinosaur appearance with like a, like you had said, saber-toothed cat. Like it has that kind of
Mammalian, is that a word?
yeah, like what is that? Whatever time period that is where it's like mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and whatnot. Like I'd love to have like, here's one section of all the things we don't actually get to play with. Here's another one. And I think that would just be really
theory.
fun.
Since those do look like saber-toothed animals, maybe they will go like very prehistoric with all
I
of
would
the Seanchan
love it.
creatures.
I would love that. Can you imagine a woolly mammoth?
Yeah,
Like-
woolly mammoth. That's a shredded.
Exactly. Those
Okay.
things are terrifying. They're even bigger than elephants.
So let us know what you think. What type of creatures are you expecting in season 2? What do you want to see? What are you hoping for? Do you like this dinosaur type aspect that we're going with here? Let us know in the comments.